It's a Sunday, so you know what's happening here on Boy Green Daily. We're joined by our very special NFL insider guest. More on that in just a moment. He's going to reveal all kinds of information on the Jets. There's still some moves to be made this offseason, some brutally honest quotes, perhaps. All that and more. Boy Green Daily starts now.
I'm going to lose my gosh darn bananas. Boy Green Daily starts now. Zoinks!
Boy Green Daily, Boy Green Daily, Boy Green Daily. Let's go!
Put your seatbelts on. Get ready for the ride. We're the freaking New York Jets, so we're built for this shit.
What's going on, everybody? I'm Paul Eston Jr., a.k.a. Boy Green. I'm the New York Jets digital reporter for Evie.com. Welcome to Boy Green Daily, a daily New York Jets video show, also available wherever you get your podcast. We're here on Memorial Day weekend, and a quick shout-out for this. For people that don't know, Memorial Day is tomorrow, and I want people to remember what Memorial Day is. It's not just the grilling and getting the hamburgers out of the hot dogs. It's a very serious holiday where we mourn and honor our deceased servicemen and women that made the ultimate sacrifice to help, save, support, and do everything for our country. So like a weird guy like me can do this show every single day talking New York Jets. So again, let's remember what it's all about and think about that as we're going into tomorrow. Let's just keep that in mind, everybody out in the universe. Well, welcome to the show. Every Sunday, we have a very special guest on here on the program. He is our resident NFL insider. He joins us again every single Sunday. We have a direct link in the YouTube description down below to his Substack, baby. Between the hash marks with Matt Lombardo, the very latest NFL news, analysis, insight from sources across the league that you can't get anywhere else. And that's a great place to hit it, baby. So let's go. Matt Lombardo graces us with his presence at this very moment in time. What's up, Matt?
Well, good morning. I got coffee ready. I'm pumped up
Nice.
to be here.
Sure.
It's always great talking football early on a Sunday with Paul and the Boy Green crew.
Well, here we are. So everybody, make your voices heard. We are streaming live on Facebook, YouTube, Twitter. Keep it rolling, baby. And thanks for all the commentary so far. Salute. I love it when people support the show right off the get-go. Mother effing chew. Thank you, sir.
That's awesome.
Oh, yeah, baby. Memberships are raining in. You love to see that at the beginning of a program. Shout out to MFC, just gifted a Boy Green Coffee Club membership. That is to L.A. Brooks. You are now a member to the Boy Green Coffee Club. Shout out to MFC. MFC, you now have 12 raffle tickets for our contest this month where we're giving away a variety of items, including a New York Jets commemorative game coin. Throw it up on the screen, producer guy. There we go. The New York Jets signature football, full size, autographed by the whole team last year. We'll talk about some of the players on the team last year. Oh, boy. We'll get into that. And commemorative game coin, all that more. We'll be giving that away on June 1st. So continue to let those memberships flow, baby. Have a chance to win all those amazing prizes. That can't hurt. That's for sure. So let's get into a variety of options and shout out to my old man. Hey, now he's currently in Romania doing his international travel. He's he can't tell us what he does or he'll have to kill us. But, he's always traveling and moving around. So shout out to the old man. Shout out to Pop for joining us here on the program. First off, I guess for you, Matt, just a sort of a general question for you as our resident NFL insider extraordinaire. There is no offseason in the NFL, so what does it look like when it's supposedly, technically, the offseason as we're going through OTAs and things?
Yeah, Paul, you know how coaches feel that month between mini camp and training camp where they're kind of they're terrified every night before they go to bed that they're going to wake up to their star player being arrested or worse, right?
Yeah.
This period is kind of the nightmare scenario for guys like me because it's okay, the owners' meetings have ended.
Right.
The rule changes have been made or not.
Sure.
And training camp is still 2+ months away, but the content machine needs to keep churning. So we're always reaching out to our people. We're always, going up to the whiteboard and scribbling up, content ideas for storylines and putting out the columns and all those sort of things. But it's business as usual. I think that the only real off season in the NFL is that last week of June, first, second week of July before camp, when even the coaches go away. So that's when we decide, okay, we're going to prop prop our feet up. We're going to take a week or two to kind of recharge the batteries for the season, but we're not there yet, Paul. We got so much on the plate, so much to talk about.
You're talking about the plate, so let's grab some leftovers from the fridge here. Because last week we were talking about the NFL owners meeting that was to come in Minneapolis, deciding on a couple of big key issues, and let's sort of walk through them and the results of what they were. One of your quotes that was catching a lot of eyebrows last week was Roger Goodell's like personal mission was to ban the tush push, and you gave some very passionate quotes about it. And boy, there was a lot of hoopla this past week of going into, all right, guys, let's go into the side room and really hammer this out. And apparently there's passionate speeches in the rooms from Eagles representatives of owners. Jason Kelsey apparently was there too. And the vote was 2 votes shy of getting the tush push out of the game. The Jets and Matt, of course, we're buddies. The Jets were for the Eagles. They didn't want this tush push to get banned. So I'm just saying we're brothers in arms here. I just want to make sure that's perfectly clear. Of course we were. But it got close. It sounded like Roger Goodell, by your quotes last week, he really wanted this out, but he was unsuccessful. How shocking was that?
Yeah, Paul, the NFL really put on the full court press to get this done, to get it banned, to get the tush push voted out. And the Eagles responded in a major way. They, as you said, they flew Jason Kelsey out as kind of this last minute advocate for the tush push to give his speech. Jeffrey Lurie gave a really impassioned speech about the tush push. And from reporting from ESPN's Jeremy Fowler and Seth Wickersham, it got pretty tense in that room, the back and forth, the debate, the conversation going into the vote. And ultimately, Paul, they came up 2 votes shy. So the tush push lives. And I spoke to an NFL executive going into my column on Friday afternoon. And I said, how does this change? Where does it go from here? Because now, at least in my opinion, Paul, the conversation has to become, how do you stop this? Do you build your roster differently? If you're going into the NFL draft, are you going to be drafting a center because you can execute the tush push? Are you going to be looking at defensive players to put in on sub packages specifically to stop the tush push? And the executive told me flat out 3 words: business as usual. That you don't change the way you build your team for a play that's run less than 4% of the Eagles' offensive plays. They ran it 38 times last year. We're talking about 38 plays through the course of an NFL season where defenses have to gear up and stop the tush push. And this executive went a step further. He said the way you stop the tush push is you play better defense on 1st, 2nd, and 3rd down, because you're not running the tush push on 3rd and 7. You're not running the tush push on 4th and 5. So if you handle your business on the early downs, you kind of take this out of the equation. But, Paul, I don't know that we're done talking about the tush push. It lives for 2025. But I could see a world where, as this executive suggested to me, an offensive lineman gets some sort of significant neck injury because of the bottleneck up front. And now you have that injury data that the league was missing going into this, that they can justify voting. But quick story for you, Paul. I
Yeah.
live in suburban Philadelphia, and I'm
Okay.
driving around, getting groceries a week or two ago, and I
Right.
noticed the 42-20 flag. It looked like the Fox score bug from the Super Bowl. And it got me thinking, after this vote, that the Packers lost to the Eagles 22-10 in the wild card playoff game,
Yeah.
and the vote for the Packers proposal was 22-10. So I am wondering, the next time I make my Costco run, if there's going to be a green score bug flag that's 22-10 in favor of the Eagles.
I will just tell you that whether you're for the tush push or against it, you have to appreciate the elite level trolling that the Philadelphia Eagles fully dip their entire body, quite frankly, into the jacuzzi with the push on graphic that was next level. Not just push on like, hey, the tush push. If you evaluate the picture, that's the Packers in that picture and the Eagles and all of that. And then posting to their YouTube page a 25-minute highlight reel of all of the tush pushes they've been doing. There was just a lot of elite level trolling, which again, whichever side you're on, I tip the cap to you, sir. That was very well done. Now, I've heard this trolling could go to another level. Now, these are just whispers I'm hearing in the streets here, Matt Lombardo. Of course, the Eagles won
I
the
love a good
Super Bowl.
whisper.
Yeah, those are the best. I love them. Where you don't have to put a name on it, you just got to whisper about it. And the Eagles won the Super Bowl, so obviously they're going to open up the season. They will be opening it up against the Dallas Cowboys, rings, banner night. It's all going to be a lot of fun. But I've heard some whispers that perhaps the Eagles would consider either doing it ceremoniously as the first play, just do a tush push just to go, hey, NFL, hey, the rest of the world, suck on this. Or even one person suggested the entire first drive, just tush push after tush push after tush push. And if they're getting 3 or 4 every time, the math says they're going to keep getting first downs and do it. Is there anything to this, or is this just some whispers in the streets?
Yeah, I'm not so sure about that, but I do remember a scenario where Penn
Yeah.
State played Michigan State like 8 years
Okay.
ago, and the
Sure.
Spartans ran up the score by like throwing a touchdown to go up by like 28 points and win the game with 2 seconds left. And the
Yeah.
next year, James Franklin beat the Spartans, beat Michigan State like 38-10, and never took his foot off the gas and scored at the end of the whatever. I could see a scenario where in Week 10 on Monday Night Football, Nick Sirianni calls the tush push for the entire series against the Packers. Not necessarily in week one against the Cowboys, but for an entire series. If it's the opening series, they figure, okay, we can punt on a series. We trust our defense. We trust Vic
Yeah.
Fangio. We'll pin them deep. We'll just run the tush push 4 times and see if they can stop it, just to, rub their noses in it a little bit. Now, wouldn't that be
Hey,
fascinating?
oh no, certainly would. So let's get into that. Let's start off with this with Jets. You
Yeah.
know, we're here on May 25th. Obviously, June 1st coming around the corner. So obviously, some new money will be coming for the Jets. They had 2 post June 1 designations. That was C.J. Mosley and Aaron Rodgers. So a windfall of cash is coming to the Jets. Now, there's not always free agents available to use said cash on when we get this late in the offseason. But with that influx of cash and perhaps some needs still on the team, is there anything that you're hearing that the Jets could do or positions they could target? Anything of that nature that you're potentially hearing here, Matt?
Yeah, Paul, I reached out to an executive in a front office around the NFL, a former general manager, and I said to him, if you were running the show with the New York Jets, if you were the Jets GM, what
Mhm.
are you doing between now and week one? And he gave me 3 positions. He said it's
Cool.
always the offensive line. You have to look for safety help on the back end of that defense right now, and they have to be a little bit careful about quarterback depth behind Justin Fields. Now, they have Tyrod Taylor, but they're a little bit thin beyond that. Not a lot of experience in that quarterback room outside of Fields and Tyrod Taylor. So maybe you go shopping for a veteran quarterback who might be available via trade or something like that. But as far as names to watch, in my
Mhm.
opinion, Julian Blackman is fascinating. A safety, averages around 80 tackles per year, only 28 years old, so he fits the 30 and under club that Aaron Glenn is building on that roster. And you look at the rest of that defense, we touched on it last week.
Mhm.
They were built a year ago to pin their ears back, get after the quarterback, create takeaways, protect leads, all of those things. If you can bolster the secondary, there's that symbiotic relationship where the pass rush is going to be more effective because you're being stingy on the back end. So, according to this executive, quarterback depth, offensive line help, and adding a safety. I do like what the Jets have done in terms of the building blocks along the offensive line, taking Membao in the first round this year, Olu Fashanu in the first round a year ago. You have those chance of having 2 bookend tackles. Elijah Vera Tucker is still there, but I think there's still a piece or two away along the interior, and it's probably not going to happen between now and week one. But
Mhm.
I look at the Jets, and I think there's a parallel to be drawn with what the Chicago Bears and GM Ryan Poles did this offseason. They saw Caleb Williams get sacked 68 times. They go out and they trade for Joe Thuney. Now, Joe Thuney's don't fall off trees, but you can go get a veteran guard. Mekhi Becton was on the move this year
Mhm.
via free agency. They signed Drew Dowman, the best center available. They go and
Mhm.
they get Jonah Jackson. They trade for him, a guard who played for Ben Johnson, their new head coach with the Detroit Lions. They were really tactical about going and filling those 3 needs this offseason. I think it's going to boost the Bears. And I think that between now and training camp and next offseason, you could see the Jets really throw their chips in along the interior to fill those 2 spots that I think could really use an upgrade.
It makes a lot of sense. John Simpson and Elijah Vera Tucker, the 2 starting guards for the Jets, are both set to be free agents next year. So some big boy decisions coming for the NYJ in the very near future. Now, Everyone loves talking about this name I'm about to bring up because, well, he's back in the news. Aaron Rodgers, who was the quarterback for the Jets the last 2 years. Jets cut bait. He felt disrespected. AG doesn't like celebrity quarterbacks. There's a lot of juice here, a lot of juice with what's happening. But the latest this week is Aaron Rodgers flew down to Texas, according to some Pittsburgh people I was talking about, to lock down what this was all about. He was there for some friend. Of course, he has celebrity friends and all these friends down there. And at some point, he's on a stage, and they're doing Q&A between Aaron Rodgers and all these random fans in Texas for this big event. And a little girl comes up to the mic and goes, Aaron Rodgers, would you ever consider signing with the Chicago Bears? And he goes, no, but I might go to a team next year that travels to play Chicago. I don't know. And he's being all coy and mysterious, as Aaron Rodgers occasionally is. And you're like, Pittsburgh travels to play Chicago this year. Is this more breadcrumbs that he's coming? So he's back in the news. So I'm just curious because last week, one of the viral moments of this interview was you spilling your tea that you've heard from a high-ranking Jets executive about why the defense collapsed last year, and that created a lot of news and buzz. What are you hearing about the Aaron Rodgers departure that happened? And then obviously it seems almost destiny that these two are going to meet week 1 when the Jets and Steelers play and welcome Pittsburgh into MetLife Stadium.
Yeah, if you're the Steelers at this point, it's either Mason Rudolph or gambling on Aaron Rodgers, right? And I don't know how you go into this season playing Mason Rudolph week 1 or Will Howard or whatever young quarterback that they think they can trot out there week 1. But as far as Aaron Rodgers goes, I've written about this a couple of times over the
Sure.
last year, and I can drop you a link off the air to share
Please.
out with the people
Yeah,
about the situation between the Jets and Aaron Rodgers. But late last year, towards the end of the season, I reached out to a Jets source in the front office just to get his thought on where things stand with Aaron Rodgers. Does he have anything left? This was pre-benching. And,
sure.
I was told that in their view, Aaron Rodgers, a quarter of the time, he'll give you a glimpse of that guy. He'll give you a glimpse of the quarterback that he was. But 3/4 of the time, he's just shot. And this executive went a step further and said that he believes the locker room could tell that Aaron Rodgers had nothing left because of the body language, because of the way he conducts himself, because of the turnovers in big moments, because of, not living up to the expectations from when he signed. And, he told me that fans and media will see it, but you can't fool the players. And that got me thinking that I do wonder how differently last season goes if Aaron Rodgers is even a shell of what he was in that 2022 season, that last really good season with the Green Bay Packers. But the view from the Jets was that he was a shot fighter by the very end, at least 3/4 of the time. And eventually he gets benched last year. They bring him back. It was just a bad situation. And, when you look at it through that lens, I almost wonder from a Steelers perspective if you're better off playing Mason Rudolph for a year and tanking, or you're better off playing Will
Mm.
Howard and evaluating and developing him for that 1 year, just to see if you need to go and try to trade up for an Arch Manning or a Krugler or an Aller or one of those top quarterbacks in a really good quarterback class. But as far as Aaron Rodgers to the Jets goes, it was no secret by the very end that they did not think that they could win with Aaron Rodgers. And I think that's why it ended as badly as it did when Aaron Glenn comes in, the flight to Florham Park, and then the conversation, hey, we flew you out here, but it's to clean up your locker and get lost. You know what I'm saying? It just felt like it was pre-orchestrated as a way to say, okay, thank you, but no thanks.
Yeah. First off, I would just say, yeah, the rumored benching that was going to happen, it did not happen with Woody Johnson and the Athletic and all that was supposed to happen. Apparently, that was going around week 4, week 5 with the Broncos London trip and all that stuff. So there's a lot of possibilities. He ended up playing in all 17, but apparently it sounds like they maybe wish he didn't play in all 17 from everything that we're hearing. And that's fascinating to hear that they thought he was shot, which would then explain why. I don't know how many, what was the carryover from previous regime to new regime now taking over. But that's fascinating to hear because then that makes it very clear of them bringing him, flying him over, he flying himself, as he likes to point out, to get fired and dumped for the first time in his NFL life. It's fascinating to hear that they thought he was shot. So it might not even be the celebrity stuff and all that. If he's shot, then they say I've heard this a lot in the NFL over the last billion years, is that if you're talented enough, we're willing to take your bullshit, basically.
Yeah.
And if at the moment we think you're not, you're out, you're gone.
Yeah.
So it seems like that sort of was the MO here on the Rodgers thing, that he comes with a lot of bullshit, but if they believe he was shot, then then we already know where this is going.
For sure. And to be clear, the benching in Buffalo with the 4 or 5 pick game where they pulled
Oh,
him
right.
late.
Oh, where he volunteered
Yes.
his man. Oh, God. Thank you for the clarity on that.
Yeah,
'Cause,
I'm just clarifying there. I mean, they basically before that point they had realized that this is not working. It's not tenable. And you talk about tolerating the bullshit. I think that a lot of that was in play with Shador Sanders and the slip to round 5 because coming out of that draft, I reached out to people around the league in different buildings, and the consensus was that Colorado and Dion had him graded as that first round top 5 pick, but in reality around the league he was a third round quarterback. And you'll tolerate somebody blowing off a meeting or acting arrogant, ignorant in a pre-draft process and in the evaluations and not throwing at the combine if you're that legitimate top 3 superstar franchise quarterback. You're not going to deal with it if he's a third round pick. And the Browns, it's a lottery ticket for them at this point, right? You take him in the 5th round. Maybe he becomes your franchise quarterback of the future. Maybe he wins this starting quarterback job. Parallel that with Aaron Rodgers, who's on the decline of his career. We all saw last year, whatever the numbers say, the Jets were not overly competitive with Aaron Rodgers, certainly not because of Aaron Rodgers. If you're shot, if you're done, if you're not giving the kind of upside, I don't think that a team like the Steelers, they very well might sign him. I don't think that it's a winning gamble to go and get Aaron Rodgers when you could actually reset and restart the clock at quarterback, if not this year, going into 2026.
Again, we're speaking with our resident NFL insider, Matt Lombardo, here on the show. Again, he has a direct link to his Substack in the YouTube description down below. Between the Hash Marks with Matt Lombardo, the very latest NFL news, analysis, and insight from sources across the league that you can't find anywhere else. And speaking of all that, let's do some of this action here on the show, baby. Let's throw it up here on the screen. Booyah! The QR code. Scan that puppy. Eh? It's right here. What are you doing? Jump on over. Well, I'm playing hide and seek over here. QR code. Hit us up, baby. Between the gosh darn hash marks with our guy, Matt Lombardo. So make sure you're doing some of that. And quick follow-up on what we were just talking about. So I just want to try to understand how common this is, or whether or not we overreacted to this. Because to your point, we go to the second Jets-Bills game, and the Jets are getting absolutely dog-walked. It's awful. And then there's a moment where Aaron Rodgers walks over to not Aaron Glenn. He wasn't there yet. He walks over to Jeff Ulbrich at the time and benches himself and says, yeah, don't you think it's about time to get Tyrod in? And then he retells that story at the podium. And I'm like, wait a second. He instigated his own benching? And then that caused a lot of headlines last year. Is that commonplace for when you're in the middle of a blowout that a veteran just got to come over to the coach and kind of call it for himself? Or what's the truth?
Yeah, I have a hard time believing that, but I mean, Aaron Rodgers is Aaron Rodgers, right? He'll say
Sure.
a lot of things. I don't know how much of it is true that comes out of his mouth. Anthony Richardson burns a lot of bridges with that coaching staff a year
That's
ago
true.
for tapping out, and people around the league saw that, and I think that it kind of rubbed a lot of people the wrong way, which that reaction tells me maybe it's not all that common, right? Because if it was commonplace for a guy to tap out and say, hey man, I don't have it, or I need a blow, or whatever the case may be, it's not that big a deal. But the Colts completely mishandled that situation. But from coaches that I spoke to around the NFL at the time that happened, they put the blame on Richardson. So my best guess of reading between the lines, between the hash marks, reading the tea leaves, would be that it's not that common, and when it happens, it doesn't sit well with a coaching staff.
Fair enough. We got 300 people in the room. Like the video, hit subscribe. If you're watching on YouTube, we appreciate that. Of course, if you're a member of the Boy Green Coffee Club, there's a lot of perks to that, including our Discord, where you can throw in a question into the Paul sack in there. There's the mailbag that you can dump in. And let's give a shout out here to Snowball, who submitted this question before the show. And you guys can, again, take full advantage of that if you're a Boy Green Coffee Club member, because Matt Lombardo joins us for the first 30 minutes of the show. And then we open up the phone lines. Your opportunity to ask questions is either via Super Chat or coming up here in Discord. And from Snowball, he asked, what is the reason Mason Taylor hasn't signed yet? He's the rookie tight end for the New York Jets. He was taken in the second round, 42nd overall. He's the only rookie remaining, and now with the new CBA, we don't see a lot of holdouts anymore. There's very often very little things that are being negotiated here, but Jet fans are always worried about things. So, Matt, what's going on here? Mason Taylor isn't signed yet. Big deal, no deal? What's going on here?
I don't think it's that big of a deal because all of these contracts are slotted anyway by your draft slot. You know, he's picked
Right.
42 overall.
Mhm.
There's always negotiations and haggling around like offset language and timing of bonuses and, the things that you can do on and off the field and things that the last mile to putting pen to paper on those contracts. But Paul, you had rookies signing their rookie contracts as of 24 to 48 hours ago. You get the
Right.
alerts from Adam Schefter and Ian
Right.
Rappaport. Hey, so and so has signed his 4-year rookie contract. Here's the guaranteed money. It will happen. It's inevitable that it happens. It might happen before you finish this show today.
That's a
It
good
could
point.
happen
Yeah.
on Monday. It could happen before the next practice. It will happen. I know that Jets fans are trained to kind of panic and worry, and the
Sure.
franchise hasn't really been a soothing bedside nurse in that regard over its history. But
That's true.
take a breath,
Okay.
relax, go stare at a candle, recenter yourself. Mason Taylor will be catching passes from Justin Fields day one of training camp. Lock it in. This will get done.
All right, love it. All right, Matt has talked us off the ledge. Beautiful. That's one of his many different abilities he brings to the show, which we appreciate again every friggin' Sunday here. Well, Matt, set us up for the week. Again, you have a very busy NFL schedule. Again, you see it underneath your name if you're watching on YouTube. I know we have audio only listeners as well, but that is the direct link to your Substack, which is also in our YouTube description down below. If you want the latest news, NFL analysis, and everything in between that you can't get anywhere else, you can subscribe to that down in the link down below and help support Matt as he joins on the show every week. Matt, what do you have cooking this week?
Yeah, so Paul, we've been running a series a couple times a week, grading every team's offseason. We're
Hmm.
now on to the Denver Broncos. We finished up the Tampa Bay Buccaneers this week, so we'll have that probably on Tuesday. A
Hmm.
couple of features to be determined later on Wednesday or Thursday, and then by Friday, one of the big tentpole features. It's our mailbag. You ask me the questions across social media at Matt Lombardo NFL on Threads or Blue Sky. You can jump in the subscriber chat on Substack if you subscribe to Between the Hash Marks, which is always appreciated. Ask your questions there. And then I go off and I fire off your questions to NFL coaches, scouts, plugged in agents of clients who might be pertinent to the position group of the player you're asking about, and come back and give you the answer and the insight and the analysis from people inside the league. A lot of fun, that mailbag to put together on Fridays.
Yeah, and I'll just say from my observation seat and being able to see the mailbag, the coolness to me is that this Substack is you, Matt Lombardo. You've worked for a lot of different places in your career for different places, and sometimes there are restrictions and how you can say things and what. And when I read some of your mailbag, it just seems like me and you are sitting at the bar. I just asked you a question. You grab a brewski and you're like, hey, man, here's what's really happening. It seems like a straight shot. It's almost like the filter's been removed. And that's kind of a cool level of access for the fans.
You like the headline on that Browns mailbag last week, didn't
Oh yeah, that got my. I'm like, good lord! I was like, wow.
you?
Okay, which is nice because it's sort of like in wrestling. I'm a wrestling fan, and on the mic, when you get that eye-turning, head-turning quote, you're like, whoa, that's
Yeah.
not normally what I'm hearing. So that guy, yeah, you're damn right. You read those tea leaves, or you read it between those hash marks of exactly what I'm talking about. It's like, wow, that was raw in a good way. I'm like, yeah, that's what I'm talking about, baby. Sure.
Yeah, grab me a coffee stout, give me my iPhone, give me 5 minutes, and I'll get you the answer you need, unfiltered and uncensored in every, every sense of the word.
That's always what we're looking for, baby. Matt, I love that we're doing this. This is our second edition, but we'll continue to do it every Sunday moving forward. You guys will also be able to find clips of this on our YouTube Shorts, Instagram, TikTok. You can also find all of those as well with Matt Lombardo on his respective Instagram, TikToks, and other social media as well. So I'm very much looking forward to it. Matt, thanks for taking the time as always, and enjoy the rest of your Memorial Day weekend, my friend.
You too, Paul. Thanks for having me, and truly heartfelt appreciation for all who served and anyone who lost a family member in the line of duty in the active service. They're why we can go outside and throw the smash burgers down on the grill.
That's 100% right. Thank you, Matt Lombardo, or NFL Insider. Again, a direct link in the YouTube description down below to his Substack. Guys, show the love. It's awesome for us to have this as a new part of the family. Again, Matt Lombardo will be joining us every week. If you want to ask questions, just like Snowball did, aka Jets Worldwide, you can do that in the Discord. Take full advantage if you are a Boy Green Coffee Club member. I see so many Boy Green Coffee Club members on my screen: Alan, MFC, Emmanuel Holcomb, Jets Worldwide, Ace of 10, all you guys. And if you have any issues in signing up, just reach out to me and Jared, Jared B., who's also in there as well. We can help, because one of the big things you have to do, and let me just explain it here on the show, as we have 300 people in the room, is you have to basically sync your YouTube channel and your Discord together. That proves to Discord that you're a Boy Green Coffee Club member, so you can be in there. So it's only for paying Boy Green Coffee Club members or gifted members, if you do it that way. That is how you get access to the Discord. So again, I highly suggest take full advantage of that, baby. Appreciate that. So guys, keep it raining. Pour one out for all the vets. Thank you, and shout out to Snowball, aka Jets Worldwide, for jumping in the Paul sack to give a question to old Matt Lombardo, baby. That is friggin' awesome. Also, I want to do this real quick as well before we open up the phone lines. We obviously have our Boy Green Tailgate Spectacular coming up. It's going to be week 5. Sunday, October 5th, the New York Jets, the Dallas Cowboys. We're hosting a tailgate, all food catered by the wonderful, amazing chef Kevin Gilbert. Make sure you subscribe to his and his son's YouTube channel, Fastest Food Reviews, because the food is spectacular. We have the full menu in our Discord. You guys can check it out. I'm working on a graphic behind the scenes, so I'll be able to flash it up on the screen and tantalize you with the wonderful food that's going to be on the menu. It's awesome. It's terrific. And I just want to give another shout out. There are still a few people we are waiting to hear back from that expressed interest in the tailgate, and also new people are joining the crew. So if you are interested in what I'm about to say, make sure you reach out on some social media. I had a couple of Instagram DMs yesterday. You guys can reach out anywhere. It's at BoyGreen25, BOY, Green the Color 25 on Instagram, TikTok, Facebook, Twitter. Literally, I'm like in every single place on the planet at the same handle to make it as easy as possible for you. For our tailgate extravaganza, it is $300 per person. $300 per person. That gets you a ticket to the Jets-Cowboys game. Yes. That gets you a ticket to the tailgate with all the wonderful food, burgers, dogs, eziti. I mean, pretzel sticks, water, beer. All that is phenomenal at this point. So all of that is in the mix. And you get a commemorative New York Jets Dallas Cowboys t-shirt to celebrate the events. You get the t-shirt, you get the tailgate ticket, and of course as well, you get the Jets Cowboys ticket as well, baby. So let it rain from the high heavens. Okay, it's $300 a person, and you get all of that. If you'd like a parking pass, it is $45, an additional optional fee. But if you have some ride there, Uber, this, that, or the other, obviously you don't need that. So if that at all interests you, make sure you reach out ASAP, because we're collecting the money here very shortly, within the next week and change, to lock in our tickets. But I'll give a quick shout out here to a couple of people that I still have not heard back from yet that I have expressed interest in getting one of the tickets. Tearsome Rivera Cagias, Melissa Camcho, Jersey Jet, Daryl Fournier, Quessy Caps, and Barbara Bartuska. You guys reached out and showed interest previously. Make sure you answer your emails ASAP. I sent an initial email days ago and a follow-up email. So, guys, make sure you're in on that. And also, I see in the chat B-Max in here, and apparently he's ruffling some feathers of, I see Knicks fans in here. So Knicks fans or Jet fans or both, if you want to send B-Mac to the grinder, you know what you have to do. It's 10 Boy Green Coffee Club memberships, baby. We'll put B-Mac in the grinder. And I know B-Mac doesn't like that I often send him to the grinder, but you're the only one that's been in there constantly, time after time. So, again, that is 10 Boy Green Coffee Club memberships gifted. And I'll tell you this. I'll throw this in as well. If you guys give 10 Boy Green Coffee Club memberships, either one of you stepping up to the plate or 10 of you all stepping up to the plate, I'll gift an additional 5 Boy Green Coffee Club memberships. So there will be 15 total memberships gifted out to the public. Again, if you guys contribute 10, I'll contribute another 5, and then BMAC will have to wait 24 hours to continue all of the hoopla that normally comes here on the program. So that's how you do it, folks. Plus, we've got the Knicks game and Pacers game tonight. It should be a lot of fun. We'll play a Hep song, and I'm sure there's more coming up here on Boy Green Daily. Oh, wait a second before we get there. Sharon has jumped in herself, gifting a Boy Green Coffee Club membership. Hey now. Sharon, thank you so much. And also, thank you for gifting a membership during our cross stream of the Jake Asman show yesterday. You have 2 raffle tickets, Sharon, so appreciate that. That membership went to 3D Boxing, baby. Let's go. Hey, more memberships raining in. Jared B jumping in on the mix. Let's ride. Memberships away from a certain banning, a certain grinder of sorts. All right, let's throw some of that into the mix. By the way, Jared B, you now have 5 raffle tickets from some other people and yourself, giving you some action there. That membership just went to Grove Pete. Grove Pete. You are now a member to the Boy Green Coffee Club. Shout out to Jared B. All right, we're 8 memberships away, Jet fans. 8 memberships away. And thank you, NY Jets FL. Paul 3D Boxing is Gary, so I got to remember that. So welcome back, Gary, who's here in the Boy Green Coffee Club. Great. Gary comes in every once in a while on a phone call out of nowhere. I like that. A good surprise Gary call. There you go. Again, 8 memberships away, folks, from a grinder happening here on the show. Someone getting sent to the coffee grinder. All right, we'll see if that continues to percolate as we open up the phone lines next. Boy Green Daily continues. Well, after this. See ya.
Boy Green Daily, Boy Green Daily, Boy Green Daily. Talking Jets football, man. Boy Green Daily, Boy Green Daily, Boy Green Daily. New York Jets Football Club. Offense, defense, special teams, watch Jets football with Boy Green. J-E-T-S, Jets. Let's go.
What is going on? Boy Green Daily continues. Shout out to NFL insider Matt Lombardo for joining us in the first half of the show. Some very interesting thoughts on the Jets. Apparently thought Aaron Rodgers was washed at the end of that. I'm sure that's going to pick up some steam this week when we share that clip out. Wonderful. And even more. So, hey, now, let's go. Let's keep it rolling. All right. Phone lines are open. That's a pinned comment on youtube.com/boygreen25. We're streaming live on Facebook, on Twitter. Again, we're also available in the audio-only version of this podcast that's been around for a very long time, so appreciate those listeners as well. You've got a trimmed-up Boy Green. Look, I got the beard all cleaned up. I'm going to a wedding coming up, but which will be next week, as a matter of fact. I got a wedding next week to go to, and still Boy Green Dailies. We're doing Boy Green Dailies from the wedding, baby. So no stoppage on the Boy Green Dailies. So I'm very much looking forward to that. Phenomenal. Absolutely great. There we go. Terrific. Let me see. What questions or comments do we have in here? Yeah, I like Gary. Gary is a good dude. I agree, Elon. Gary is a good guy. Oh, yeah. Salute to Minnesota Timberwolves. I know I didn't bring that up on the show as we're getting some of that in. Shout out to the Timberwolves for absolutely opening up a can of whoop ass on the Oklahoma City Thunder. At least they try to make it interesting. That's cool. Gilbert Gonzalez says, anybody going to the Tampa or Jacksonville game? I know Jake Asman is doing something for the Tampa game. We got a lot of Florida listeners down there. There's Jared B. There's NY Jets FL. There's Ricky. There's Philium. Who else is down there? There's a bunch of people. I don't want to forget anybody, but we got a bunch of people down there for the Tampa game. That looks like a fun one. That's like week 3 or something, I believe. I think it's week 3, week 4. The Jets do the double Florida dip. I do believe. So, yeah. So, I'm not doing any road games this year with the family. But, hey, maybe in the future, if this is a wild success with the Boy Green tailgate, maybe we can take it on the road in the future. But for the foreseeable future, we end up doing a home game every year. Hopefully that's how it works. Matthias, who are the worst fans in sports? Well, So there's two fans I hate, and they're also in our division. So Patriot fans had been super annoying, obviously, for all the obvious reasons, and they're just obnoxious and disgusting, and God, they're awful. Bills fans, and Dollar Bills is really going to appreciate this, is one of our Bills fans in here. Super, like they were like the lovable losers for 17 years. Their playoff drought is longer than our current drought. Okay, that's longer than our current drought. And they were all like, "Oh, please, it's going to be our year." And we're like, "Ah, you cute little bastards." Then they turned it around, and then they just got super annoying. I'm like, "Who the hell?" So yeah, Bills and Patriots fans are super annoying. I don't, I know some people hate Dallas Cowboys fans and stuff of that nature, so that's fine. But different one. Jets Worldwide says, "Paul, can the next emoji be a container of beard dye?" Asking for a friend. Hey man, I don't care. You see, right? I got a lot of silver on both sides of that. I don't mind. Okay, whatever color God says it is, it is. There's no changing necessary. No beard dye necessary for me. I'm getting old. That's just the fact of the matter. Hey, look, MFC gifting a Boy Green Coffee Club membership. Here we go, baby. Another one. Thank you, MFC. You love to see it, baby. I believe I see two more from MFC, which would take him to 14 raffle tickets so far this month. So let's ride. Let's get another one in here. Hey, now. All right. Here we go. Let's throw this one in. Ah, yes. There you go. Another one from MFC. Oh, yeah. Here we go. Now we got it. Here are our two new members of Boy Green Coffee Club. Mr. Flowers, shout out to MFC, and Jersey Jet. Welcome back, Jersey Jet. Also, Jersey Jet, you're one of the people we're trying to track down for the tickets. So make sure you respond to me either on Instagram or email. We're trying to hunt you down, Jersey Jet, for the Jets-Cowboys game. So let's keep that in mind as well here. Okay, let me see. We are 6 memberships away, folks, from a potential coffee grinder situation. 6 memberships away. We'll see if we can get there, baby. Okay. We'll see if fake BMAC gets thrown to the coffee grinder. Could happen. We'll keep an eye on that. Let's go to Hep here on a Sunday. What's up, Hep?
Hey, Paul. Hey, how many people are still already locked in?
So right now, of people locked in, I did this math yesterday. I believe we're at like somewhere in the 43 to 45 range. So that's a wonderful.
Good. Yeah.
When I told the chef and the Jets people, when I said, "Hey, I want to put a deposit," I think we're gonna have some people. I'm like, let's call it 25. Is what I said to the initial Jets lady on the phone. She went, "Okay," and then wrote me down. I gave my deposit just in case, whether it's 25 or 100. You have to do it in advance. And then all of a sudden 70. I was like, Jesus. I'm like, whoa, okay, all right, great. And then I was kind of going through. Some people sort of flaked off, which I assumed would happen when anything and everything else happens. And then I just said, well, let me count up where we're at so far. Of people that are like, oh, well, yeah, we're in. And we're hovering in the 43 to 45 range. And I'm like, wow. So it's an amazing response. It's been really cool.
So that's pretty awesome. Let's even the rounds out to 50. I mean, even that's
sure. That'd be a good number. Yeah.
That's a great number. Yeah, that's awesome. So I don't know. I don't really have much to say as far as it's kind of like the off season and we just kind of wait for stuff to happen,
Yeah.
I don't think this thing with Tippmann is anything to mean anything. I think this is just to push him a little bit. What do you think?
Yeah, it seems like, again, respect the people that are there at these practices and they're sharing the nuggets that we're not seeing. So I have to take their word. But to that point, I believe it's two things. Number one, I think it's compete. Aaron Glenn is making everyone compete. But my gut tells me that Joe Tippmann is going to be the starting center in week 1, Jets Steelers, barring an injury. He's going to be the starting center. And maybe there will be some interesting competition. It pushes him in some way. And that's content for us. I think that's really all this is, quite frankly.
Yeah. It seems that Corley is still kind of not impressing people. He seems to be in the doghouse a little bit. What's your opinion on that one?
Yeah. I've seen and heard some of that. But like I said, the good news is that no one's running away with the race yet for wide receiver 2 or 3 for that matter. So Malachi can't be goofing around for much longer because we have OTAs, which are coming up this upcoming week, the week after, and then it's mandatory minicamp. So he's really, it's got to be the opposite. Malachi's got to be leading the pack, of kicking ass. We're all like, oh, to create those opportunities that potentially he can get. So hopefully he turns that around.
What's the story? What's he doing? Is he acting like he's a superstar or something? Let's
I
go.
don't know. It's a great question. What is it? What's the mental thing? I would imagine because physically, I was just going through because I was trying to. I did a story yesterday on a show. I'm sure we'll do later this week on a Jets player that no one knows who he is, and he's impressing. I'm like, oh, that's interesting. And I was doing some research on him. I'm like, oh, let me see if I can find a picture of him. So I was going through all of the Jets photos from OTAs. And I'm just going photo next, 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 next. And then I ran into Malachi Corley. I'm like, holy friggin' crap. Corley looks great physically.
Yeah.
The physique looks great. It looks like he, because I just sort of ran into it while I was looking for something else. And I said, man, he was obviously working out this offseason and he looked really good last year too. So physically, it doesn't look like there's any questions. It looks like it's all mental. And plus the playbook and being able to accept that because obviously it's a brand new playbook from this year to last year. So that's another piece of the puzzle. So that seems like the hurdle to me.
Well, I hope he turns it around. I mean, a 3rd round pick is still a 3rd round pick,
100%.
Yeah.
100%.
Right.
Very valuable.
Thanks, Paul. Oh, by the way, I seen you singing on your Mama Eskin.
Oh my God.
You singing on Facebook. All right, bud. Peace out.
That's it. I appreciate it. Yeah, for those who did not see that, maybe she'll share it in the Discord, but I forgot that I had done this. For school, they made us do a project and to make up a product of some kind, and I have a crazy brain, so I said, "Oh, I'll make this product called singing steroids, where for people that are singing not inclined, you drink a bottle of this, all of a sudden your voice would explode." And I did this project for school. That's my sister. That's also in the video of this. And yeah, so my normal singing is there and it's awful. And then I'm like, oh, let me take a swig of this. Go, 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 go. And then we just played the song off whatever he played it off of. So that is true. That is true. So singing steroids, that another product I've been working on behind the scenes. We'll see where that goes. MFC with another gifted membership here on the show. Oh my goodness, 15 raffle tickets so far for MFC. We're 5 away from a certain coffee grinder. That happening here on the show? Maybe that's coming up on the program. I don't know. That membership, by the way, went to Fernando Valise. You are now a new member to the Boy Green Coffee Club. Shout out to MFC. We are 5 memberships away, baby. We'll keep an eye on that as Fake BMAC continues to incense every Jets fan that's in this comment section and make them very angry. So again, we're 5 memberships away from a potential coffee grinder situation. Back to the phone lines we got. EZD. EZD? Oh, we don't have EZD. We just have a black screen. No EZD. I don't know what's happening there. May have to try that again, EZD. May have to try that again. Yes. Let's go back to your questions and comments here on the show. Oh, yes, CMAC. That's true. Taylor Sterling. I miss CMAC. This dude was so cool. Yeah, CMAC was cool. And look at fake BMAC making fun of the chat. This chat is too damn cheap. You can't even grind me, losers. Jesus. Good Lord. I think he has a sick fetish for this whole grinder situation. Yeah, there you go. Frank asked, why is Mason Taylor still unsigned? Again, our NFL insider, Matt Lombardo, answered that question. Don't fans love hearing about offset language? Long story short, he says it's nothing to worry about. He's the last rookie left for the Jets unsigned. We're here in May. As long as it, to me, doesn't, and he's obviously practicing right now, so he's not skipping OTAs or anything of that nature. So from that perspective, it's totally fine. If you were skipping camp, like we've seen some rookies do in other places that don't have their contract signed, that is going to cause some issues. So we have not seen that yet. Yeah, but we'll see. Again, we are 5. If you guys give 5 more memberships, I will gift 5 memberships, and you will ban fake BMAC for 24 hours. So if that tickles your fancy, let 5 memberships rain from the high heavens, baby. All right, let's go back to the phone lines. We've got Indy Jets on game day.
Hey, good morning. Good morning.
What's up, Indy? Happy Sunday.
Hey, so tell me about your. I saw your post on the Discord about your fantasy football league.
Yeah, yep. So, you're in it, and whoever else immediately signed up on the Discord is in that fantasy football league. We'll figure out all the rules and stuff. I'll put a few polls together so you guys can all vote on what you want: standard scoring, PPR, half point PPR, whatever you want. We'll figure all that out. So, yeah, we're doing it. We did it last year, but I don't think it included exclusively Coffee Club members. This year, it's going to. So, yeah, that'll be a cool difference.
Is it going to be like? Are you going to use like Yahoo or?
Yeah, we'll use Yahoo. That's been
Okay.
my app of choice forever,
Yep.
and that's
Same
been
here.
really good to me. So yeah, we'll use Yahoo for sure.
Okay. Yep. That was my big question. Is I saw it because I'm still a rookie when it comes to using Discord. It's not
That's
my
all right.
thing. It's
And
not
to
my
be
thing.
honest, I'm learning it too because, like I said, someone said, "Hey, Paul, I haven't heard from you," and I'm like, geez, I've been talking in a group chat, not the group everyone can see." So I'm an idiot, so I have to. And Emmanuel says, "Where's the Discord at?" For anyone that's a Boy Green Coffee Club member, like Emmanuel, what I'm going to do is drop an updated invite link. If you just go to posts on YouTube, I can post things. I will put a Discord link invite thing there, and you could just click it and join. Jared B also drops them all the time in the comment section, and you guys will be able to sign up. And then I'll send you the rules of the over DM so you can sync up your YouTube channel. There's a couple of steps, but it's a lot of fun once you get in there. So, Emmanuel and anyone else who's interested in that, I will send that over.
Yeah, that sounds good. But yeah, I don't know if there's a Discord class that I need to take
Right,
or any.
I would love to take that too. That's a good point. So I
Yeah,
can try
right,
to learn
right,
it
right.
better too. Yeah,
But
that would be wonderful. Any trash talk for tonight, Indy?
I don't. I'm not gonna. I don't. I haven't trash talked the Knicks.
Well, you haven't had to. No.
Well, I mean, even before the games.
Yeah.
I'm gonna just say that I've got the broom sitting over here, just waiting.
Mm.
I don't know if it's going to be a gentleman's sweep, but there is there is a possibility it's coming.
Yeah. Okay. I like it. Indy, thanks, brother. And we'll see you. And you're in our fantasy football league. Here it is, Emmanuel, and anyone else. If you are a Boy Green Coffee Club member, either you're paying for it yourself or you just were gifted it, hit this link from Jerby. It's on YouTube. You click that. It's an invite link to join. Then you'll just have to sync up your YouTube channel to your Discord, and you can join the Discord. And we talk all the time, beyond Boy Green Daily. So it's a cool community, pretty awesome. We do fantasy football. We're going to do a lot of other stuff as well. If there's enough interest, we'll do a second fantasy football league, I suppose. So keep it rolling, baby. Appreciate you guys coming in as well. Let's go. Appreciate it. Salute, Indy. Okay, let's go back to the phone lines. A Romanian call. I have to get my long distance in order here. Hop on Pops on the show.
Hey now. How's it going, Boy Green?
It's going great, Pop. I see that. What's I can't fully make it out, but what is that? You got a God shirt on for today?
I sure do. It's God's day, so absolutely.
Blessed be He. Yes.
I would just like to say a few things real quick.
Okay.
I am not allowed to gift by some weird StreamYard YouTube. It says you have to use the currency of the country you're in to make the donation. And anyways, come on. Let's get BMAC where he belongs. And I'd ask him to return that hat, but I don't think anybody wants it.
It's a fair
I don't
point.
think anybody wants it.
Yeah.
And
So,
then I'd also like to point out that I know that the last time we were in a fantasy football league together, you were, I don't know, got beat out or something. But you put it like in the middle of my night. You're like, hey, anyone want to be in a fantasy football league? And I'm like, what? What happened? I wake up and 7 or 8 hours have passed. You put it out there, and you plan that?
oh, I see. Well, I'd like it to be known to the universe and everyone in the Boy Green Coffee Club realizes I finished in the top spot among Boy Green Coffee Club members, baby. So I won all the money that we had thrown in there. So I don't know what's going on there, but
Yeah, I didn't get an invite to that league either.
well, that seems odd.
It's a
Anywho, the
trend.
point is, well, I'll tell you this: that there are several people I see. A Step 10, Emmanuel. There's several others that are like, whoa, 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 fantasy football. I'm in. Well, we currently have 12 members in this league we just created basically this morning, but I'm totally open to making another one here to satisfy everybody. So hop on Pop, Aced Up 10, Emmanuel. Guys, if you guys can, if you are on Discord, great. That'd be the most convenient way. But if you're not, just I guess I'll try to gather you guys all together. I guess the easiest way is because everybody join up on Discord and we'll do it all that way. So Aced Up 10. Emmanuel, if you guys are not on the Discord, click that invite link that Jared B just posted, and we'll put all that together. And
is that what
we'll
happened though? You're like, oh, it's midnight in Romania. Let me send this fantasy football league message.
You know, Dad,
Yes.
as important of a person as you are in my life, I did not go, "Ooh, how can I cock block my dad for going to this fantasy league based on Romanian hours?"
That is a
was
weird phrase to use, by the way.
Very fitting. It makes sense to block one from getting what they desire. And, well, while you desire an ass beating, which seems like a weird fetish for different people, but if that's what you're into, hey, man, yeah.
Did you just put in an application?
For
Don't let your mouth write checks your ass can't cash. That's what I'm going to share with you. All right.
I appreciate that.
Hey,
Hey,
now.
again, the leader of the pack of the fantasy football from this past season is yours truly. So again, flex on him.
All right. So if you haven't paid for the for the game tickets, pay for the game tickets. Get your raffle tickets in and donate and get B Smack the out of here. All right.
Yeah, it's 5 memberships away. There you go. Pop, thanks for joining us. Okay, there he is. Pop from Romania, sharing some love. Yes. Shout out to Kyle Clifton. Anytime we get an Ace Ventura reference, Finkel is Einhorn. Einhorn is Finkel. Yeah. Ace Ventura, Pet Detective, one of the best movies. Laces out, Dan. Laces out. There you go. Here on the program. Beautiful. We have 400 people in the room. Like the video, hit subscribe if you're watching on YouTube. We're trying to make a chase to 10,000 subscribers, baby. Yeah. And fantasy football. There you go. Jerby just dropped another of the Discord invite link. So Aced Up 10 says he is on Discord. So Aced Up 10, just jump over to the hashtag fantasy football tab and say, hey, you're interested in fantasy football. So Arthur Sochka, a.k.a. Aced Up 10, make sure you hop over there and do it. Same thing for you, Emmanuel. Hop over to the hashtag fantasy football tab and express your interest. And like I said, we'll make another group. That'd be great. I love fantasy football. Would love to play with as many of you guys as possible in fantasy football. So if you guys have interest, feel free to hit it up. That's what Discord's for. It's for all the stuff beyond the show, of Boy Green Daily. So take full advantage of that. Take full advantage of that. That'd be great. Thank you to all the memberships so far. That's excellent. We appreciate that. Yo Holmes says, we have a fake BMAC and a loser Bills fan in here. Interesting. Oh, geez. Yikes. Jets were wide. Why does BMAC disappear when Hop on Pop comes on the show? Oh, is that a Pop burner account? That's possible. Fake BMAC did make fun of Pop, so he could have made fun of himself. I don't know if my dad is that technologically savvy. Maybe. I don't know if he's capable of that, but maybe that's possible. We'll have to investigate that. Emmanuel Holcomb, no shows out here like these Jet shows. No other team is exciting. That's because we're talking Jets, baby. It's true. It's true. It's a lot of fun. I do enjoy doing the show every single friggin' day. Yoham says, what kind of colossal loser makes a fake BMAC account? I'm not sure. I've never made a burner, so I'm unaware of what goes into the thought process of that. That's a different stroke for a different folk. NY Jets FL. I was seasick on a cruise with Ace Ventura on a loop. Must have seen that 25 times. First off, that sucks to be on a cruise that you're paying for and getting seasick. Thankfully, I've been on 2 cruises and I've not been seasick. I thought I would be with the rocking of the boat, but to be honest, if the boat was a rocking, it only just put me to sleep like a baby because we had a cabin in the bottom of the boat. So when we felt the violent rocks, it just rocked me to sleep. So it didn't bother me at all. And then the cruise ship is so big, you don't notice a lot of the movement unless it's a horrific storm or something, at least in my experience. So that was good. But hey, Ace Ventura, that's a good one. Yeah. Yeah, but the cruises were good. Cruises are a good time. Jets Worldwide, aka Snowball. Dollar Bills, we appreciate you pissing in the wind along with us in the chat. That's the ultimate salute. The ultimate salute. And hey, the ultimate salute to whether it's dollar bills or fake BMAC, either way, that you guys didn't want them banned. Because that's what that really says to me. That people just didn't want them banned here on Memorial Day weekend and all that. NY Jetsville said we had 30-foot waves. Ah, well, that'll do it. That'll make someone sick. Okay. There you go. That's very possible. Yeah. People are trying to interpret whether or not that BMAC was real, fake, or anything in between. I don't remember. I'm not sure. BMAC says the chat really loves me. Perhaps, probably, I guess, because they didn't want to ban you. Now, here's the thing that I just like to say out to the universe. I don't love throwing people to this brand new coffee grinder thing we made. I love different opinions. I love all that sort of thing. Yeah, it's always a good time. So, hey, BMAC, live on, brother. Yeah, stir the pot. That's fine. In the comment section, always a good time. Indy Jets BG, you could put me in the league with Pops and call it the Senior League. Yeah, perhaps that'll be the best way to do it. Maybe we can reshuffle the board of who goes in what league or something. I don't know. We'll see what happens. Taylor Sterling says, get him out with a $4.99 YouTube super chat coming in here. Every time I get a super chat, we hear from my daughter. Wow. Now, Taylor Sterling, this is a solid effort to try to get BMAC out, but we needed 5 memberships, and memberships are $2.99 a pop. So this super chat does not translate enough to get him out if that is indeed what you want, Taylor Sterling. But I will put this towards your total for the raffle. We'll add this to your pile, which is quite nice. So you just got yourself 2 raffle tickets with that. 2 raffle tickets. You're now up to 3 raffle tickets total. You have 3 raffle tickets total and $1 loose change. Taylor Sterling, that's a wonderful effort, but not enough. Taylor has BMAC says cheap ass Taylor. I mean, that's a little aggressive, but yes, that's not enough moolah yet, Taylor Sterling. I'm afraid, not enough yet. That would be $9.99 more if you want to do it super chat wise. That would be another way to do it, and I guess that would dump fake BMAC for 24 hours. And with the timing of the show, he would be banned for a big majority of tomorrow's show. That'd be a sad reality. You'd almost be banning him for 2 shows because it's the rest of whatever this is, plus the show tomorrow. If another $9.99 is super chatted in for the reason of punishing fake BMAC, which, boy, that'd be a rough one. That'd be a rough one. And you guys really mix it up here in the comment section. I can only respect that. I can only respect that. My mom is asking if she can send money. She wants to send fake BMAC away. What in tarnation? Oh, good Lord. Up. Jets Worldwide. Do it, LOL. Well, I have no choice. Wow. Sorry, fake BMAC, but your time has come to an end. Someone stepped up to the plate to do it here on the program. So, fake BMAC, you are now gone for 24 hours. It has happened. Goodbye, good morrow, and everything in between, because you have been sent to our new place, the coffee grinder.
You mess with Kurt and you go into the grinder.
Okay, now this grinder of yours, is it a real grinder or is it some kind of a metaphor?
That's it. You're gone. Adios. TKO'd. Historical.
Wait. I won't be funny no more, see?
Security.
You ain't got to bring the man down here. Wait a second. Kurt, come on, please. I need this job.
Take
Kurt.
out the trash.
Trash? Oh, now look at here.
So get these moves out of my face.
Goodbye, fake BMAC. For 24 hours, you've been thrown in the coffee grinder, my friend. Thanks to contributions from Jets Worldwide, Taylor Sterling. Let's name everybody who jumped in here on the mix. MFC gifting plenty of memberships. Jared B., Taylor Sterling, Jets Worldwide. All of you guys getting involved here. Sharon as well. All saying goodbye, fake BMAC. So you are gone. Jets Worldwide did the dirty work for everybody. There you go. We will see you in 24 hours I'm sure the show will still be going on, I would imagine, in 24 hours on a Memorial Day. We should have a special guest. I won't tease it yet. We are supposed to have a special guest, but I heard he was sick or had surgery over the weekend or something. So we'll see if our guest that was scheduled to join us tomorrow still can. I'm going to text him today and see if he's still okay. But shout out to our special Jets analyst friend hasn't been on in a hot second. I'll let you guys guess who you believe that is. Yeah, we'll see. We'll see if he's good to go. He did reach out to me earlier this week and said he can make an appearance on the show, which would be awesome. All right, I believe this is Jets Worldwide's first contribution so far this month. Wanted to do a discount double check here, and it appeared so. So let's go. That is 3 raffle tickets for Jets Worldwide. Wide. Make sure you guys subscribe to the YouTube channel of all things Jets Worldwide here on the show, baby. Nice. Appreciate it. Jets Worldwide. There you go. Coffee grinder. We don't like frauds here, even that of Bernard Nixon. See, even Dave Briga, who hates BMAC's guts, to say, hey, I'm not even cool with the fake BMAC. And BMAC's like one of his last messages is snowball, screw you, you bastard. Oh, that's funny. Wow. That is hilarious. I don't know. That's a good question. A lot of good questions in here on the fake BMAC. I'm not sure. Yeah. But bye-bye. Yeah, I guess you're gone. See ya. As Indy Jet says very aggressively, hit the like, you fools. Yeah, like the video, hit subscribe if you're watching on YouTube. That's the free way to contribute to the program. Feel free to take full advantage, baby. Yeah. Hep says Green Bean's been missing. Yeah, I haven't seen Green Bean in a hot second. I don't know. He was doing some mock drafts, I thought, before the draft, but I guess that was a month ago now, so I don't know. There's a lot of Jets content. It's hard to keep up with everybody, but there you go. I hope Green Bean's okay too. Absolutely. Pour one out. We got the Knicks Pacers game coming up later. Boy, that's a big one. That's a big game. Let me see let me double check the time on that one. What we got for the game? I would assume night. Maybe it's an afternoon game. I don't know. Oh my God. Still can't believe the Minnesota won by 42. Good Lord, have mercy. 143-101. Nice response, Minnesota. I wasn't sure if you were going to get off the mat. It's good to see you did. Very nice. What time do we got that game? It is tonight, 8 o'clock tonight. There you go. Knicks, Pacers, game 3. This is in Indiana. Pacers, by the way, are 1.5-point favorite tonight, according to Vegas. 1.5-point favorite tonight. There you go. That's the latest Vegas line. Take that for whatever you will. And the Knicks were a favorite in the first 2 games, and they lost. So maybe reverse jinx being a favorite tonight for the Pacers could be bad news. Hey, what you want is what we just saw last night. I made the Minnesota OKC joke. Minnesota went, oh, hell nah, and booyah, and they won. Now, of course, the only difference is game 3 was in Minnesota. They didn't have home court advantage. OKC did. So that's the reverse. The Knicks are going to have to win on the road, but that game 3, they showed up emphatically. Indy Jet says, let's go Pacers in all caps. There you go. Which is a beautiful segue. I wasn't sure if this guy was going to make the show today. He did. Scotty Mayhem is on the program.
No shave Knicks. No shave till we win.
Okay.
So listen, you leprechaun. You joined our bandwagon. What is going on? Where is that Boston Celtics luck that we need? Come on, man.
Boy,
Step it up.
I don't know where. Yeah, you probably shouldn't have accepted me. Like I said, it was a possible bad news with all my bad juju, and it seems that way so far.
No, I refuse to accept that. You
Okay.
are a positive, loving son.
Okay.
And you are a bandwagon joining Knicks fan. You appreciated the Knicks coming back from 20 points down. And
how could you not? Yeah.
There is no give up in this team.
Okay.
So, Boy Green, I need a little more effort from you tonight, okay?
Okay. Let me see. Okay, 8 o'clock. I have it on my calendar. Can't miss it. I'll be there. Let's go.
No shave till the Knicks win. Let's go.
There you go. Love it, Scotty. Any official prediction? Any official prediction for this evening?
Listen, they're not going to get swept. Indiana's given us all we can handle, but I admire their team. They are a mirror image of us, and I don't know. We've lost by like 5 or 6 points in 2 games, so they're very evenly matched. But I admire what Minnesota did. They did not lay down. I hope they win their next game. I would love to see Julius Randle and Ant-Man and Dante DiVincenzo in the finals. That would be amazing. But OKC is no joke, man. No
Yeah.
joke. But I'm still predicting that we're going to win. I did predict it in 6. You predicted it in 7. Yours would look more realistic if somehow we could, we have to win one game. We win one game when we break through. It starts getting a little bit more tight for our Indiana Pacers, but they've been playing lights out. And hate to say it, but I'm going to need Indy Jets address soon.
Oh boy, I'm gonna try to delay that as long as possible, Scotty.
Please, delay.
That's
I'm looking. If we win tonight, I'm gonna say Boy Green is back. So let's go.
That's it, Scotty. Appreciate you. Enjoy your Sunday, pal. Yeah. Let's see. Couple of last second action here. Pops and take the like button to Pound Town. Please do support the show. That's a free way to contribute. I appreciate all the people that can't contribute financially. Obviously, that allows me to give even more to the show. So the super chats, the memberships, banning a BMAC, which everyone enjoys. So all of that is all fair game and helps me do the show. But what everyone can do, literally every single person that watches or listens to the show can open up the YouTube app. It takes a second, like the video, hit subscribe. It's just that easy, baby. So make sure you do it to support the show. Shout out to Pop there. All right, we will be back tomorrow, hopefully with good news for Knicks fans, with a Memorial Day Monday Boy Green Daily with perhaps a special Jets guest, which would be a lot of fun. We'll see if that is still going to happen tomorrow. Either way, I'll be here tomorrow. That's for dang sure, and we'll see if we have good news or bad news for Knicks fans. TBD. Guys, enjoy your Sunday, and we'll see you tomorrow morning for Boy Green Daily. Take care and see you.